Elections are a powerful tool and fundamental for democracy. Through elections, citizens voice their preferences, choose their representatives and hold public officials accountable. Yet in many countries, the holding of elections remains a major challenge, threatening the democratization process in its essence. The European Union and UNDP are two of the largest electoral assistance providers globally. They believe in the fundamental role that elections play in supporting the long-term improvement of countries' democratic capacities. In 2006, the European Commission and UNDP signed the first guidelines on electoral assistance. In the last decade, they have provided support through over 100 projects for a total value of $1 billion. This partnership is so far the longest collaboration between the European Commission and UNDP. It has brought expertise and support to national, regional and local governments to deliver free, fair and credible elections and prevent election-related violence. After a decade of working together, the EC and UNDP decided to renew and strengthen their partnership in electoral assistance. UNDP Administrator Helen and EU Commissioner Neven Mimica signed the EC-UNDP Electoral Assistance Guidelines on April 15th at the delegation of the European Union in Washington, D.C.
In the field of electoral assistance, both the European Commission and the UNDP share a common vision that considers credible, inclusive and transparent electoral processes as an essential basis for democratic governance worldwide.
Together in the last decade, we have worked together on more than 100 electoral projects, and I can assure everyone who's supporting this that this means we have more credible elections in more countries, in more parliaments and elected officials who really represent the will of the people.
The guidelines outline 4 new pillars: an enhanced joint task force, the JTF, to foster the EC-UNDP partnership, new types of project formulation missions, support to project implementation, and knowledge production through trainings, publications, e-learnings and conferences.
They refine the working mechanism, the coordination hub called the Joint Task Force sitting in Brussels between the electoral experts of both organizations. And we have decided that there's a number of things that we will do in collaboration and probably do with more emphasis.
The JTF will have more responsibilities such as coordinating the partnership, meetings with counterparts and the inclusion of an early warning mechanism, organising global conferences and workshops for EC-UNDP staff, developing e-learning courses and publications, establishing project websites, deploying new types of formulation missions, supporting project implementation through kick-off trainings and on-demand support.
They demonstrate the capacity of our partnership to renew itself, to become more effective and to have more impact.
The Joint Task Force has a new mandate to really look at financial and narrative reporting support, which our country offices really need to improve performance.
The new EC-UNDP guidelines on electoral assistance are introducing 4 new types of formulation missions. Firstly, joint formulation missions where JTF members of both organizations deploy together. Secondly, with UNDP JTF members and EC representatives from the delegations or the headquarters. Thirdly, with UNDP JTF members and external experts hired by the EC. And lastly, with UNDP staff only.
The new guidelines also foresee indicators and mechanisms to better assess the results achieved.
We have now the possibility, jointly with our colleagues from the UNDP, to follow precisely and step by step all the implementation phase of our programs, which makes possible for us to speed up, suspend or perhaps stop sometimes operation if need be.
An early warning mechanism is established to resolve any implementation issues.
The early warning mechanism now allows to bring these problems when they cannot be solved at the level of at the country level, to bring them up to the EC-UNDP task force on electoral assistance to discuss there what kind of problem we are dealing with and what kind of solutions we can bring to that problem.
When an issue cannot be addressed at the JTF level in Brussels, it will be brought to the attention of senior management to resolve it. In addition, the Joint Task Force on Electoral Assistance that manages the partnership will be joined by representatives from the United Nations Electoral Assistance Division and the European External Action Service.
In the framework of the guidelines, the European External Action Service, as well as the Election Assistance Division of the United Nations, will play a more active role. Also because they will be inviting systematically and will take part to all meetings of the Joint Task Force on Election Assistance.
The new guidelines, which amongst other things, allow us to sit around the table more regularly to discuss strategy, programming, how we can best help. We think this is a very positive step forward, and we're looking forward to it.
The partnership between UNDP and the EU in electoral assistance has been crucial in the Arab states region, especially against the background of political transitions and the conflicts several countries are currently facing.
Working together with the one international community approach, we can achieve positive results even under the most challenging circumstances.
That new guidelines, that new framework will definitely make a difference in the implementation of our program in the field.
It's actually at the centre of a partnership between the UN as a whole and the European Union in a really key priority area of work.
The EC and UNDP renew their commitment to support inclusive, transparent and credible elections worldwide.